We were driving down that way, and I had to take a picture with my kids by the sign there, the corporation, so they could say they were there. But thank you very much for being with us. And a little background about where I'm from. I'm from the 5th Congressional District. My district is the largest manufacturing district in Ohio. Also has a unique, also being the #1 agricultural district in the state of Ohio. I butt up against Indiana on my west, Michigan on my north. And so just kind of giving you a picture right there, we're in tough times. I have the highest unemployment rate counties in the state of Ohio, one over 16% now. And as we've been on our break, I crisscross my district during that time, and also when I'm at home every weekend, going through factories and talking to businesses across the region and also the people that work there. And, I'm finding, folks are out there in the business sector, especially in these factories, they can't shed any more jobs. They shed any more jobs, they're not going to be operating. So a lot of them are just hanging on by their fingernails right now. And, there have been pay cuts that people have taken. They've reduced the number of hours that they're working per week. And so it's a very, very tough time. And when we've been doing this, going out and across the district, one of the things I'd just like to ask is, in your testimony on page 1, you're saying that the consumer spending has been relatively flat and consumer sentiment has improved. But it says you also say that in the coming months, household spending power will be boosted by the fiscal stimulus program. And I guess I've had another teletown hall last night, and folks are telling me what they're doing, and we're not buying. But what in the fiscal stimulus package out there is going to help the 5th Congressional District in the next few months in our area?
Well, in reference to my specific comment about boosting household income, the Make Work Pay tax cuts and the UI insurance and other transfer payments will go. Social Security, veterans payment will, of course, go to your constituents like anyone else in the country. So they will get extra income. As I mentioned also in my testimony, how much of that they will spend and how much they will use to pay down debt or to squirrel away is an open question. But we saw already just this week, we've seen an increase in personal income, and a lot of that is coming from government support.
Okay, I guess in the next question, when we're talking about income and things like that, and also jobs, you quoted a little bit earlier with the CBO by the end of 2010, you said there'd be the CBO said about a 1 to 3% increase, or 1 to 3.5 million jobs being created. Are we talking about private sector jobs, or are we talking about government jobs? Years back, I was a county commissioner, and back in the 91-92 recession, we had other elected officials come before us, and they said, we can get this government money. And we'd always ask them the same question: how long is that job going to last? Because after that 1 year, 18 months is over, we're not going to fund it because we didn't have the money in the county budget. So I guess when we're looking at that CBO, which you mentioned, are we talking private sector jobs being created, or on federally created jobs that might just last a short period of time?
Well, it depends a bit on the baseline that you're compared against, but I think it's fair to say that the preponderance of the jobs would be private sector jobs. And they would be permanent if the economy has, by the end of this period, come closer to a better employment situation, so that we're closer to a more normal labor market situation. So in that respect, you're putting people to work 2 years earlier than they otherwise would have been put back to work, and that's the sense in which employment's being created.
I guess real quickly, when you say about more of a normal situation, but the situation we're in right now, would you consider that the normal for the time, or are we looking at a longer period of time that these jobs are going to have to, be created over, especially getting them back to work in the private sector?
Well, the stimulus program roughly speaking, only puts out a quarter of the money in 2009, half the money in 2010, and a quarter of the money even beyond that. So if it takes several years for unemployment rates to come back down to sort of more normal levels, the fiscal program will be having some effect over that 2 to 3 year window.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.